on to the Clippers again. As you guys tune into this part, again, show love to LA Sports Report. Follow us online. A lot of great things going on there. Excited to bring you guys great content and conversations. For those watching live, you guys can watch live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Seems to be working well. There's a few viewers on Twitter that seem to be tapped in. So tap into our Twitter. We're active on there as well, and we'll continue to build this thing up. Now we go on to the Clippers. They've been playing well themselves, and we want to continue to give them their praise. I know I got the Laker jersey. We used to talk about the Lakers, so my apologies for those tuning into this part. But we want to give them their praise for what they are doing. And the first thing I want to actually point out beyond the court, folks continue to point and joke about Paul George and his lore right now. People keep talking about how he has the Erykah Badu videos, and there's a joke about that. He had a great game, a couple of great games in this last week. Plus versus the Thunder in that last game, looking real well. Just looking at what he's been doing on this squad, a thought that came to mind was someone who's been a fan of his. I never forget the injury that he had a while ago. He become the biggest success after major injury that we've seen in some time. I don't know the proper. I couldn't figure out the proper way to term it, but someone who we've seen have addressed injury. Have they had the biggest turnaround since then that you can recall?
I mean, it depends on how you distinguish success. I mean, because
that's what I'm asking you, John, how you want to.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like Sean Livingston had one of the nastiest injuries I've ever seen, and then he came back and won at least one, maybe two chips with Golden State in their first dynasty run pre-KD. So that's definitely up there, because that was a gruesome knee injury that he came back from, and was still his automatic from mid-range for that Golden State team as a role player there. But in terms of probably all-star level talents, probably, I mean, like I said, it determines what you distinguish as success too, because KD off the Achilles tear has been phenomenal. Like, he never got injured really either. So I know he's kind of flamed out in the last couple playoffs, but he had that run where he kind of carried the Nets when Kyrie and Harden were out. So he's up there.
Would Bron count? No, I'm sorry.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. LeBron,
I don't have the jersey on. My fault.
To LeBron's credit, he still has never, and knock on wood, like, he still has never had a major like season-ending injury that's knocked him out for significant time. The most has been that groin in 2018 or whatever. But yeah, no, we're not counting that that soft cast he brought out, like the middle-aged woman injury after that finals series. No.
So that's just a little funny thing with the podcast. People have been talking about Paul George. Again, definitely appreciate what he's doing for our Clippers right now, and salute to him as he really keeps this team rolling as they have been alongside Harden and this core that we have put together. And to that point, we mentioned a couple weeks ago, Kawhi got signed his extension, will be here for a few years now, confirmed. PG seems all but likely to sign his extension to return, as he has fully refound his home in LA and doing his thing. And there's discussions about Harden and what he may do as well. Folks weren't sure if he would resign or not, but he said recently that he wants to stay home. He wants to retire a Clipper, and says all the right things about wanting to be here. But do you truly believe that the Clippers will keep their core together long term?
I said that in the previous episode. I thought he would, and for some of those same reasons, in terms of staying in LA, staying home, being with these guys who's built chemistry with, and they seem to be having a lot of fun on the court as well too, as they're winning games. And of course, winning will do that. So we'll see what happens should they falter in key moments late. But we see what can happen when a guy talks about wanting to stay, a la Kyrie in Boston. I'd love to stay if you'll have me, and then next season he's out of there. But yeah, I mean, we see guys can be wishy-washy, and sometimes, I mean, it's for very reasonable reasons in terms of wanting to make your bag, like wanting to get the biggest bag. You can't necessarily fault a guy for seeking to make as much money as he can, that kind of thing. But it seems like for a guy like Harden, who's been to a few different teams in the last few seasons, he might want to finally set up shop, and this would be one of the perfect places to do so. And he's towards the twilight of his career, and in the last couple of seasons he's definitely not in his prime anymore, but he's still great. He's still an all-star level player. And I think it makes sense for him to want to play it out with these guys who he's built a great rapport with.
Yeah, they put together things real nicely here. Definitely believe that it can work. Matt did joke though again in the comments. The Clippers put a fake Blake Griffin jersey in the Raptors before trading him, so who knows? They put up their end too. So it seems like though this is not smoke from the Clippers this time around. They will keep this core together from all reports that I've been seeing. So hopefully this is not what Matt is alluding to, and at this time we keep this core four of great guys: Harden, PG, Kawhi, and Russ, who also was in the mix and still is playing well on this roster long term. Excuse me. So yeah, definitely excited for that. I do agree that he will pull it together. I agree, but I guess I'm cautious until it's on the he's on
signed.
So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But looking forward to what's next with this squad. Things have been going well, as you pointed out. And long term, again, looking beyond even right now. Things are starting to build up for this Clippers squad. They announced that the stadium is going to be built up shortly and will be ready for next season. And with that, first off, they're going to have this thing now. It's called the Wall, a home court advantage, where they're going to have fans all on one side. You pay to exclusively be on that side. Are you a fan of the Wall that's going to be in the new Clipper Stadium, or you think it's kind of corny?
Yeah, I mean, they already sent me a discounted offer.
I'm sure.
For my Somo shirt. But nah, the Wall. I mean, I don't think it's corny. I think it's a cool concept. They might get bagged on because they're the Clippers and they've been the little brother, the stepbrother to the Lakers for so many years,
right?
And haven't won a championship yet. But I think it's a cool concept of having. It's essentially like a student section, like of having a version of a student section for the NBA team. Where I think it's funny, like you're not allowed to wear opposing jersey in that section. They're gonna have some things where they can kind of track certain metrics of like how loud you're cheering and how many times you get up out of your seat or whatever, that kind of thing. So those kind of things are like funny and could be joked upon for sure. But I think it's cool to add those little wrinkles for the fans and to reward those diehard fans. They deserve to be rewarded if they've been diehard Clippers fans for this long, because the Clippers haven't put up a great product for them for many years. So I think it's a cool concept. Those seats at the top and those nosebleeds, though, you might as well stay home, I think.
It's nice on here on camera, but in real life, it might be a tough watch for them folks in there. So we'll see if they clean it up for us. But at first I did think it was corny. Not gonna lie, I'm like, what y'all doing? Because to your point about the college atmosphere, folks across the league have tried for similar college atmospheres in their arenas, but we know with how much business runs it that you can't quite get the right fans in the building to create anything like that. But if there's a way for them to get the right people in on the Wall as they designed it, I do think it can work out and can be intriguing. I guess the last interesting point to it, something I saw Gilbert Arenas point out and a few others as well, is just that what happens when you flip sides? Like, I know it's supposed to be a distraction for the other team and all of that, but if the opposing team's like, hey, we're just going to go the other way, it's like it kind of not ruins the purpose.
Well, they probably have it like
to be.
Yeah, man, obviously it's only going to be more of an advantage for one half of the game, I guess I would say. But I mean, you expect that most of the rest of the arena would still be your home fans too, but I guess you're just guaranteeing that this section will be. But yeah,
hopefully. So, but glad to see that they're continuing to build it up. Glad to see they're continuing to invest in the Clipper squad. Ballmer's really putting his money into this to really build it up as need be, and hope it continues to pay off. Also, in similar fashion, they announced that they're going to be hosting the All-Star Game in 2026.
Right.
That should be fun as well. Will you be in attendance for that? How you feel about the Clippers getting their first All-Star Game in their own building in a couple of years?
Yeah, I was just thinking about it, and technically it'll be Inglewood, so salute to Inglewood. It'd be great for that city to have All-Star festivities. But yeah, I was thinking I definitely would like to be in attendance. I don't know if I want to be for the All-Star game, because sometimes the game is not the greatest part of the weekend. Like maybe the dunk contest.
It might be Bron's last All-Star game. You never know. You can get your tickets now.
You think that's the main draw for me? LeBron.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not. I mean, it's not the main draw, but I mean, with LeBron being LeBron, that should be a pull for a lot of folks.
Maybe that would probably up the price even more too.
Yeah.
But I like maybe for the Saturday night, because that's sometimes the best night of the festivities is the dunk contest, the 3-point shootout, all that stuff.
Mac McClung and LeBron, that's crazy.
I don't know if it'll be Mac McClung. Maybe it'll be Bronny, man. Maybe Bronny will be in the dunk contest. That'd be hype. But yeah, I definitely would like to attend some of these festivities in 2026 for sure.
Yeah, it should be a good time. Hopefully, I'm in the area for that and can tap into a little bit of it, and we'll see how it plays out. But again, just seeing that they're investing more in the Clippers and they're getting their own space to operate and develop themselves into a team that can really establish their own base in LA will be fun to see, even beyond the Lakers stuff. My apologies again for the shirt, but looking forward to see what they truly can build up there. I guess the last question is, as they do so, they have the right players on the team, star wise. They're starting to invest, as we pointed out. And we just see how they continue to go in the right direction. With all that being the case, will we ever actually see LA become a Clipper town? Do you think they can actually reclaim the city for a little while during this run that they're putting together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the only way it becomes a Clipper town is if they win championships. So, I mean, they're in contention for a title this year, and it would be the first one. That would be huge.
Yeah.
But the Lakers have 17. Like they got a 17 win head start over them. So it's gonna be hard to break through generations of Lakers fans in this city. It's a Laker town. It's a Laker and Dodger town, as you got the Dodger cap on. But in many cases, it might be more of a Laker town than a Dodger town. It's truly a Laker town from what the Showtime era built, and then what Kobe and Shaq did. I mean, it's gonna be hard to win over young fans, but I mean, if you win some titles, that'll definitely get some people. Even if it's just bandwagons, it's definitely going to get people going over to the Clippers side.
Yeah,
they've been dominating the Lakers in the regular season for better part of a decade now. So all they need is the postseason success to where they can actually fight back in these arguments when Lakers fans tell them you ain't won shit. So they just got to win some titles to get in that contention, but it's going to be hard. It's a Laker town.
It's going to be hard, but they're moving in the right direction. All they can do is work their way up. I mean, we always saw it was to be at rock bottom for them for as long as they were. So just need to build it up, and maybe not for a long term, like it's going to be stamped as Clipper Town, but they can have a summer for sure. They really feel like if they claim it, they finally get a title. So we put them in some regard. Hope little brother can get one. Sorry, but I had to poke the jab. But we'll see how it plays out. And excited to see what's next for the Clippers. That's long term for what's next.
I will say real quick to that point, like the last time I can remember there being like real hype in the city for the Clippers was the Lob City era. Correct. They actually they had their own moniker, and they had CP3 and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, and everybody was hype, and they had expectations kind of, and they failed tremendously. So that they, in order to get on top, they're gonna have to finish the job and get the title.
Definitely. So we'll see how that continues to build up. That's somewhat of a long-term look, but into our short-term regards to what's next. Same way we do with the Lakers, looking at what's literally next for this Clippers squad. We have the Nets on Sunday, the Lakers, as we mentioned on last episode as well, on Tuesday. We have the Raptors on Friday, which will be by the time we're back. Now, as you can see here, just to mention it, the Clippers are the Celtics on Saturday next weekend. So the next 4 games, by the time we're back next week, how you think these games are going to be playing out?
Yeah, I mean, they should beat the Nets. I think they'll beat the Nets. Lakers toss up. Raptors, they should beat. Celtics, I was going to say, they're definitely going to be hungry after the way they got dogged out on December 23rd.
Right.
But it's also the second night of a back-to-back, I see, too. So that's a rough second night of a back-to-back on the road and going into the Garden, too. That's
how far is Toronto from Boston? Ain't that far, right?
I mean, no, but it should be. This is the best team in the league right now. Hate aside for you as a Celtics hater, understandably so. This is probably the best team in the league right now going into their house. I don't know what the Celtics schedule is leading up to that, so that could play a factor. But Clippers are going to have to be on their A+ game, I think, to win that one. That would be a tough one. I don't know. Did Matt say anything in regards to that?
No, I thought he was, but he didn't. So
nothing yet. But I would say 3-1 for them as well.
There he is. What do you say? I think LA at the SFG. Okay, it ain't that bad.
Yeah, not too far. You probably got to go. You got to go through customs or whatever.
Yeah.
Little thing, but beyond that, it's not too far a trip. So.
Got it. So, I understand it's back-to-back, but I do think they can handle both of those with the talent that they have there. We do respect, of course, what those two teams are. So, I say they are I'll go ahead and actually stamp the next 3 as wins. I
Yeah.
know it's ironic to say with the Lakers jersey on yet again, but knowing how they handle play the Lakers in regular season, I think that'll be a good matchup, and then they can handle business. And the Celtics game, again, possibly, but I think even though it is going to be a back-to-back, I think they can't get the job done, even though we do respect Derek White and the Celtics over there right now. So, yeah, we'll talk about it shortly. We'll be back Friday night, potentially right after that Raptors game, to have another chill episode for you guys, and we'll react to it a little bit and give a preview for the Celtics and go from there. But yeah, there'll be a lot of good stuff going on with the Lakers that we mentioned before last episode. You can check that episode out. And now we're talking about the Clippers. They'll be excited for what's next with them, short term in the rest of the season and long term as we're building things up, and definitely looking and excited for what they do next this season. So again, continue to show love on the page as Ali Sports Report. You have a question you wanted to ask real quick, Alex?
Yeah, just we did kind of breeze by like their roster construction a little bit, but do you feel like as currently constructed, they can win the title?
I believe so. They just need to stay healthy beyond the big 4. It seems like that core 4 is starting to really get things figured out. But you start to see Plumlee sits for a week, or Tice is
He just came back recently,
or whatever the case is. So as long as they can figure out who that 5th man is, and they can keep that guy stable and get their bigs in order, I think they'll be in good shape and can make a run in the playoffs. I think they'll be able to put together a nice. They'll be able to handle anybody in a 7-game series, I believe. We'll talk about more if we get there. But yeah, I don't think we can make any drastic moves right now. They could sign somebody maybe, but a big trade, I don't think is really needed at this point with how they have finally put it together. So yeah, they're in good shape. And again, we'll be tuned in for what all they do next.
Got you. Yeah, I would say the big spot, while Zubac has played extremely well, especially next to Harden. I believe he's a little banged up right now, but they kind of have a revolving door between Tice and Plumlee right now. I don't know if there's a more sturdy big that you would want there. That's kind of more like solidified. Should Zubac go down, but or more of a stretch,
I guess. But you can always improve, I guess. But
yeah,
I've seen from those guys now, if they can just stay healthy, I think it is a good mix.
Yeah, so they're just gonna need. I mean, because you know what you're gonna get from Kawhi. You believe you know what you're going to get from Paul George, and you believe you know what you're going to get from Harden, with the highs and the lows. So I think it's going to be, like you said, kind of the role players, getting those one-off games from the role players in series that you typically get, where you get a Norman Powell scoring 35 or something, or you get Terrence Mann having a 20-point game or something like that. They're going to need role players to step up.
I have seen, I guess since we're still here, I've seen rumors about PJ Tucker being on the move, as he may not.
I've heard that too.
He may enjoy being around the guys, but I still want to play.
Yeah,
like being on the court, man. So if he ends up moving somewhere, I'm sure he can get a nice big back. And yeah, we'll see. But I don't think he need anything drastic at this point to put it together. So yeah, again, that now is it. Finally, again, appreciate y'all for tuning in as you guys do. Again, show love to LA Sports Report. Make sure you check into all of that. And we'll be back next week for more Clippers discussion. So